You're listening to Errol Parker and Clancy Overall, editors of the Batuta Advocate on Desert Rock FM. Welcome back to the Batuta Advocate radio show, recording live here in downtown Batuta, Budgie Smuggler Studios in the Old City District. And today on the podcast, Errol and myself are joined by one of the few stars of 2020, I guess you'd say. You describe him as one person that I guess kind of lifted in this weird kind of pandemic we're in, mostly because what this guest does translates very well to a world where people are locked down in front of screens and trying their hand in the kitchen and trying out new hobbies. We've got Nat from That's What I Reckon with us here today. Thank you for joining us, lad. How are you?
G'day, I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
Now, we mentioned there before, you lifted off. I mean, you've been around before COVID, doing what you're doing in the cooking kind of game and the non-celebrity chef at that point.
Yeah, not really a great deal of cooking shit other than fucking cooking at home.
Yeah.
Not really, it was more a medium to take the piss elsewhere while I was locked down. I just like cooking a lot. I'm not by any means trying to, become a hatted chef.
Yeah.
I've just been traipsing around fucking trade shows, hanging shit on people's boats for a long time before any of this cooking stuff kicked off.
So the YouTube channel's been around for 10 years. This is the 10th year, is it?
Yeah, it's getting close to it. I think I started my YouTube in like 2006 or something. But it was pretty fucking few and far between then, the videos, and didn't really take it seriously until the last kind of...
So for some of our listeners that might not be too familiar with some of your earlier work, what were you doing in the 9 years preceding this year in terms of your content?
In terms of my content, it's been a solid dose of just taking the piss most of the time. Yeah, of like having a stab at fairly mundane shit and things like caravan shows and boat shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty, like just things that I don't really want to do. And I thought that'd be pretty funny because I'm always fucking talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm always hanging shit on stuff that I find really weird and very apparently normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, for years just doing stuff like that. I mean, making little skit videos and fucking recently got into the face swap thing. I've got a character, Jim, that has, flips out on the tees. Yeah. Just all sorts of shit. It's just relentless.
And I mean, it's great to hear stories like this, in terms of someone who was a stayer on the medium and then, in the space of 6 months, you're worldwide household name and in a lot of houses in Australia, and there's a book and everything happens in the space of 6 months. What did you have to go back and clean up a little bit of your earlier work when you realised that there were people that wanted more of you, that wanted to see as much as they could?
What do you mean, like pull things down?
Couple of like I guess not PG, or I mean, I guess that's not really an issue for you.
No,
is it?
I haven't done that shit. No, I don't give a fuck really.
Yeah.
No, I stand by my sense of humour most of the time. So there's some stuff that could be a little fucking better, but no, you can still dig up all that old shit.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'm like, that's fucking garbage, I'll pull it down.
Yeah.
But not really. I've just kind of left it there. People can go back and have a cruise if they're into it. It hasn't been the, like anything really, if you've been making something for ages, it might be really great. Like, there's a lot of amazing rock and roll bands that just don't have that exposure, and I'm just lucky that I caught a thing that gave me that exposure. So those old videos have kind of got some more views and shit, and it's been, I've been lucky like that.
When did you start? I mean, was it a slow build? I mean, I know it's only been 6 months or so since all this happened, but when you started really gassing up, what did you notice? Was it like a space of 2 days? You're like, well, something's dramatically changing here, or was it?
In terms of the cooking stuff, or in terms of the channel?
Yeah.
Well, it was Well, I mean, I'd slowly had followers growing over the last 5 years has been the point I started to get a bit over 100,000 followers, and then it kind of slowly growing from there. The more and more I make stuff, but when I fucking made this jar sauce video and let it rip, I didn't think it was that fucking good. I was like, no, I was going to give a fuck about sauce. And wasn't I wrong? I was in like a couple of days. It started getting millions of views. And I thought, well, that's great because I can't fucking go anywhere. So I may as well make more of those. And then, it started to go fucking ape shit. And I'm getting, phone calls from TV channels trying to sign me up, and radio stations in New Zealand, all sorts of crazy shit. And I'm fucking kind of don't know what's going on. It's awesome, but yeah, it's pretty weird.
You keeping it all in house for now, or is there any kind of secret announcements with, you're gonna? I mean, I know how they work. They would have just been like, this guy's onto something that we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Did they? You could have been.
I like what I'm doing in terms of being able to create my own stuff. Like I very occasionally collaborate with things, but there's no. At the moment, I'm trying to do my thing outside of that book, the fucking book that I've written. There's no big secrets, really. I'm just going to tour for a while and fucking keep carrying on and swearing and making my own vids. That's what I love doing. So I don't want to lose that too much.
Yeah, well, it's always good when you don't have to answer to some old white fuck in a suit. But so let's just go back to your cooking, mate. What got you? Have you got like a culinary background? Did you go to culinary school?
No.
Just a gifted amateur?
No, not really. My dad's was a cook. He trained in Paris for a while when I was a kid, and he's just a fucking ripper in the kitchen. So I suppose I've borrowed a bunch of moves from him. Learned stuff from him. But really, I just got into cooking. I think when I discovered I could save a bunch of money while living on the dole by actually cooking the fucking food.
Yeah.
I did a lot of that. Put a lot of weight on too.
Yeah,
I had part of one of my lungs removed too, so I wasn't big into my exercise for.
I read that you just couldn't balance your exercise with your intake, or was that how it was going? You lost your lung. How did you lose your lung there?
I got tuberculosis when I was younger, yeah, and just gradually the lung fucking cracked the shits, and I eventually had to have most of it removed or half of it or whatever. Something like that. And
you don't really hear about that, do you? Like, not too many people get tuberculosis here in this day and age.
No, I hope not. Yeah, it's a
rare disease.
It's a bit of a third world disease these days.
Yeah.
I mean, there are heaps of people that have it here, but they monitor you pretty fucking strictly. They don't want you thonging your way down the road, coughing all over everyone. It'll end up being another COVID.
They don't want you on a cruise ship, no.
No. I don't want to be on a fucking cruise ship anyway. So
that takes me back to you, and that takes us to your music career. You never had to do a cruise ship. You think you guys were bigger than that? What kind of stuff? Drummer, was it?
Yeah, I am a drummer and a guitarist.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've had comedians in here who always like to talk about, between shows and shit like that, they'll just jump on a cruise ship. Comedians, it's like the go-to safe.
Yeah.
But you're not playing that kind of music.
No, I don't think they want like death metal and punk hardcore on a cruise ship. I mean, there are cruises for that stuff. But no, it's never.
Probably not leaving from
Circular Quay.
Yeah,
no,
Circular
not doing
Quay
the
the Brisbane River, are they? No, they're more or less,
I don't think so. Doing a hot lap of Foster Tongue
probably
Numia.
Be leaving from Helsinki, going up for a lovely cruise the Baltic Ocean.
No, that's never really been the trajectory for the music stuff.
Yep.
That's what I thought I wanted to do. Well, I'm still fucking doing it, but I just want to be a rock star when I was a kid. So a lot of rock and roll, but I tend to like irritating rock and roll on stage, like really loud, annoying shit. That's a bit hard to get paid for.
You don't reckon with a Zen diagram you get many of your YouTube, at least your new YouTube followers with your music?
It's funny because sometimes I'll share a song that I like on my stories or something, and I'll get, what the fuck is that shit from a bunch of people like, mate, stick to your cooking. No one wants to know about your fucking music tastes. Thanks for letting me know.
Spag Bowl. You had a spag bowl that went wild. The mums love that one. I feel like that's an Aussie mum pastime, is kind of nailing their own spag bowl.
Yeah.
And, everyone's got their own household recipe.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Some people got all kinds of funny things that they don't realise until they leave home that's not meant to go in a spag bowl.
Yeah, I mean, spag bowl's in the eye of the beholder in some respects. I mean, you can fuck around with whatever you want. My whole kind of routine is to complain about something in the kitchen. So I got, a bit puritanical about the bolognese thing and looked it up. And I was like, well, that's the way you apparently do it, the Bologna way. So it suited me. And I did it. I put fucking milk in it and didn't put garlic in it. And I was actually like, fuck, this is really good. So it's a great thing to... I had this thing where I call it fuckwit bolognese. And I did it as part of my stand-up show. I was like, I don't know, like share house fuckwit bolognese. We just pile all the stupid shit into it.
Corn.
Yeah, corn. Zucchini, corn. The beans. Yeah. Beans, great. It's great, yeah. It's not bolognese. It's just fuckwit sauce now. I mean, it's fine, and I waste not, want not, and all that. But yeah,
Casserole.
it's a fucking exactly. It's a casta chili with pasta.
It's just stuff that makes you less hungry.
After a couple of billies, yeah.
With some tasty cheese on
Like,
top.
I just need
Tasty.
some petrol
Yeah, it's
to fill me up.
It's fucking
Tasty
rough.
cheese on top is king, too.
Kill a fucking dish in a flash.
So where do these recipes come from? Do you just kind of make them up on the day, or do you go through and you plan everything out, you cook it a couple of times before you film it?
Well, they're generally high rotation things for me, so I've been cooking those for years. Most of those dishes, so I kind of stick to what I know at this stage. I like the bolognese one. That's just an old traditional recipe that seemed to fucking upset people because you put milk in it. It's not even my move, you know. I just ended up.
Got it from the Italians, mate.
It's yeah. That's. I mean, if I haven't cooked it in a while, I'll cook it the night before or something.
Yeah.
Fucking eat it twice.
It's great to actually meet a chef or at least a cook or a kitchen hand that isn't totally caught up in rockabilly culture.
Yeah.
Have you worked in pubs before?
I've worked in pubs, but not as a cook. No.
Interesting units, the old pub chef, aren't they?
I think it's a pretty staunch fucking job being a chef. Any of my mates that do that shit are usually not coming home short of 80 hours a week, let alone in a pub. I think there's a few rat bags out there that are just doing what they can to survive that fucking brutality that is cooking 20,000 schnitzels.
And then having someone return a $12 steak.
Like, I asked
medium rare?
I asked for a medium rare, and this is clearly a medium. It's like, well, fuck off.
That's
mate.
a $13 steak you're looking for there.
It's close enough, mate.
Oh, whack it in the microwave for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up to scratch for you.
The reverse. Yeah.
Bash that into you.
Tell us about the book. So that's a quick turnaround, you know?
Because that's one thing that really happened to us is when the social media aspect of our newspaper went nuts, we did have people come and say, would you like to turn what you do into a book?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the same experience you had?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was like, hey, we'd be interested to work on a book with you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the book about? I'm like, I don't fucking know it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to write about. So yeah, spoke to a lot of book champions. Didn't really. I don't know. I've only read a couple of books in my life, so I've got a really very short attention span. Find it very hard to focus. And I've just read 2 fucking weird books and didn't really know what I had ahead of me. But yeah, I thought it's a good opportunity. Write a fucking book. I just feel a bit inferior and a bit out of my depth with a lot of this shit. So, but I'm lucky I pushed for it. And I think I wrote it in 8 weeks or a bit over 8 weeks. So I think you usually get a year or something, right?
Yeah,
you guys don't know.
And you get a year and then you still you get 6 months in and everyone's like, how's that book going?
Oh, whoops, yeah.
Yeah. I
drank all the book money.
Yeah. The advance is gone. Let me get the book to you. You said before you kind of have an inferior kind of complex around releasing a book. We were like that too, and then we did the Writers Festival.
Yeah, I worked on that.
Yeah, and you realise, we did the Sydney one, yeah.
I know, I worked on it, like setting up the fucking
right,
shit,
the stage.
Dragging tables around.
Yeah. Once you do that and you realise the people are coming to see you. They're not coming to see Sydney writers or the Melbourne writers, and it's just like it's great for fucking the world of literature to have.
But it must have felt weird for you too, hey, being like surrounded by kind of intellectuals, and I'm not saying you're not, but I mean like these high flying fucking academics. You feel a bit like
the audience was
someone's got to find me out. Yeah.
And then I think what you end up realising is that they're just wildly intimidated by you.
Yeah.
They're feeling the same thing, except rightly so.
Yeah, sure.
Because they're just like, well, how do we talk to these people that know how to talk to the kids? Or the fact that you can cast a net as wide as you have between the mums and between the original followers you had and of course all the young people is something that writers can't do. So that kind of
I suppose so. Yeah. It's just a fucking another world, hey?
Yeah.
It's another world. I'm just hanging on for dear life here, hoping that I don't fuck it up.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the YouTube channel kind of makes you your own. You dictate the terms of what fucks it up. You dictate what fucks it up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I edited it all, so it's my own bloody fault for fucking up. Yeah.
So I've had a look through the book, and it's not your most conventional cookbook. Like, it's not one you'd get from your Yotam Octolenghi's to your Jamie Oliver's. No, there's a lot of it that's a bit text heavy.
Yeah, it's not a cookbook.
Yeah, well, no, it's something that stands on its own. I mean, there's anime drawings in it. Was this like entirely your concept? Just fucking start to finish, I want these drawings here.
I mean, I work with my partner Jules, and I have like some really awesome management and stuff, and we just throw ideas around. But the book is like all my writing.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get a ghostwriter. I think people will think I fucking got a ghostwriter. There's that many words in the fucking thing. But we had this idea. I wanted to put recipes in there because obviously that's a lot of what draws people to my channel and stuff. So I've put a stack of those in there. But yeah, we had this idea to maybe illustrate those and make them comics.
Yeah.
And I got some fucking amazing illustrator mates who I was just like, well, that'd be fun. We'll get 3 of yous, which I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fucking, it looks
So
mad.
the cartoonists, I guess, or illustrators, you'd say, they
Yeah.
come out of the tattoo world. You inked up
Oni
here,
does.
I think.
Yeah,
for those who haven't seen
yeah.
Yeah.
inked up.
Oni's a tattoo artist.
Yeah, right.
Leno is he's like a friend, but he does illustrations for he does Frenzel's art, I think sometimes, and
right.
hard on stuff. He's an old hat in the badass rock and roll tea game,
Yeah.
and my friend Bunkwar who draws comics. So it's kind of 3 different parts of the world there. But I thought it'd be cool to get all their views. But I sent them the recipe, and they were just like fucking go nuts. They all designed all that amazing.
Yeah.
Me swinging fucking axes around and all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah.
I've noticed here on you, speaking of the ink and the illustrations, you've got a couple X's on you. Mm-hmm. Are you a subscriber to the straight edge culture?
No,
No?
I'm not. Nah, that's my first ever tattoo there. No, I just liked it.
All right.
Yeah, so I got heaps more of them.
I was going to ask if you bashed Rex Hunt once. Or...
No. Oh, that's right. I think I was watching that on YouTube the other day. It's hard to know what really happened.
Yeah. No,
I've heard of him flipping out at the cricket.
Yeah.
Sit down or I'll start and fart or something or other.
Yeah. He's not welcome in Byron Bay anymore, that's for sure. Have you found similarities between what you're doing now and what you started doing when it came to like creating stuff and putting it out there?
Yeah. Like swearing.
Yeah. It's a golden thread.
I just try to fucking, just try to not let things calm my head too much. You know, I've got an opinion on fucking everything.
Yeah.
I just want to but it's all about making people laugh. I'm not trying to make anyone feel like shit, but I do like hanging shit on stuff that you're told's really normal, and that's been the mission the whole time. It's like that's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Why are you fucking doing that? I don't think you're a bad person. I just think it's really weird that you've got a Ferrari parked on your fucking yacht, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you reckon? Like, that's weird. And why am I invited to that show with my family with that price tag floating on a fucking stand? I don't want to see that. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's funny. It's really funny. It's always the stuff, not the people, but it's a
You think of that with those men's magazines, like the Dapper men's magazines?
Oh, yeah.
And some of the shit they're advertising in that.
Yeah.
You know,
It's inaccessible as it gets.
Yeah, it's like you've bought this magazine for $29, so you must be in the market for a $9,000 watch. that you can take down to 500 meters underwater just in case you're ever down that far.
In case you drop your Ferrari in there.
Your ears
You
are
gotta
going to
go get
burst,
it.
your fucking eyes are going to pop, but your watch will be fine.
Yeah, your organs will liquefy, but that watch.
If you ever
It'll
decide
be-
to get your pilot's license, this thing will tell you which way the fucking wind's going. This watch has fucking prepared you for everything that life will ever throw at you.
And if you've left the house without the right scent on, you can just peel back one of the pages and rub your fucking wrists on it. Remember that shit? Do they still have that?
Yeah, they still do that shit.
Do they still do it?
Don't-
Fucking
Yeah,
oath.
the
To
scent.
get like the shampoo things in them too. I remember when we used
the little
to go
packet
through them.
attached to the front with all the shit on it. Yeah.
It's like, yes, I am going to buy it, the Pert 2-in-1. This is perfect.
Yeah. With gold leaf in it.
Gold leaf. You could do that with almost every kind of facet of like cultural norms, you know, the cultural like institutions.
You could gold leaf it.
Oh yeah, you could just cover it the same way. I mean, we always like going and have a look at the members when you go to the cricket over summer, and you'll see day after day the same bloke in the members asleep. It's like, why are you here, mate? What's the go? Like,
Paid my money. Paid my fucking money. I'm staying.
Because why would you give yourself, alcohol poisoning if other people aren't going to see you get it?
What's the point?
No, just the membership for the cricket is so expensive to sleep there all day.
I mean, I haven't been to the members stand before, but I'm sure it's a lovely place to sleep.
Well, in Queensland, we don't have members stands. In the Gabba, they have a pool. That's about it. The Gabba pool that they put in the stands. That's pretty good. We got banned from there.
Is that right?
We put our heads underwater. They're like, not good enough, boys. A lot of people been in this pool.
That's a middle ear infection.
Yeah. After a couple mid-strengths, you kind of,
Yeah. Just one more question I'd like to ask you before you go. This is the hardest one.
How far away?
Nat, you're famous for not, getting into the social media influencer world where, big brands pay you big bucks to say, I do my shopping at Coles. You should too. In saying that, would you knock back going on MasterChef?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, I don't think that's for me, no. Yeah, I don't know if reality TV is where I belong.
No.
I've got a bit of a fucking mouth on me.
Yeah.
It'll be a short-lived part of my career, that one.
Yeah.
But there's a MasterChef thing. It's a weird one because there's people being like, oh, you'd be fucking great on MasterChef. I don't think I would be. I mean, thanks for thinking of me, but I don't like I've worked in TV a little bit, in the driving trucks around and
it's a bit
moving
of a
furniture,
game,
but I don't think reality TV really it would be a good move for me at this stage anyway. Even if I was a guest chef, I'd just be like, yeah, good on you. You're doing good. Good on you for cooking your own meal. Yeah.
And also, you'd probably rule you out as a judge on one of those shows too, because you kind of come across as the type of bloke that likes to pay his workers. So you might not get
Ouch. Yeah, it's not. I'm not a big watcher of the telly in general, so I'm not. I don't think it's for me.
Well, thanks for joining us, Nat from That's What I Reckon.
Legend,
Coming to a trade show near you.
Yeah.
Yep. And the book's out.
Get it for your mother. Get it for your auntie. Get it for you.
You should get it for your useless cousin who can't fucking cook. Because he will.
Plenty of them getting around.
Well, thanks for having me, dudes.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for coming on, mate.